Hey everyone, welcome back to the Paste Studio. Today we are live from the Manhattan Center with David Myles. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you guys for being here.
Oh, we're thrilled to be here. Thanks.
David has a new record out now called Real Love, and we're excited to hear some new songs from it. So tell us about the first song, and whenever you're ready, we're excited to hear it.
Well, this one is called Cry, Cry, Cry. There's always lying, there's always leaving, there's always crying and grieving, there's always lonely days when there's so many ways to break your heart. There's always long, long, long nights. There's always never-ending fights. There's always nothing left to say when there's so many ways to break your heart. And I won't cry, 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 cry this time. And I won't cry, 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 cry this time. Oh, I fortified my heart before I ever started. I wasn't gonna be the one left broken-hearted. Cause I have been there so many times before. There's always lying and leaving. There's always crying and grieving. There's always trying to hide that you're falling apart. There's so many ways to break your heart. And I won't cry, 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 cry this time. And I won't cry, 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 cry this time. Oh, I fortified my heart before I ever started. I wasn't gonna be the one left broken hearted. Cause I have been there so many times before. My heart before I ever started. I wasn't gonna be the one left broken hearted. Oh, I wasn't gonna be the one left broken hearted. Cause I have been there so many times before. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Awesome, thank you. That was great. So you live in Nova Scotia, right?
I do. Yeah.
So you're visiting New York, and last night you had a very iconic New York celebrity encounter. So tell everyone about that.
Well, then we flew in from Halifax. That's where we live. And like when I think of New York, I think of a few people. And one of them is David Byrne. And so we got in. We were staying at an Airbnb in Greenpoint. We walked into a restaurant last night, and we had been in town for like 25 minutes and walked into this restaurant, and he's pretty, you recognize him right away. His hair is awesome. And I'm really hoping that my hair goes that white at some point. But yeah, he was right there. He was in the restaurant. I was way too shy. He's like one of my musical heroes. He's amazing how he stayed relevant throughout his whole career and stays fresh. He's always doing super creative things. I just really admire his whole creative spirit. I've read his books and everything else on biking and all those things. And so I saw him there, and I did have one of those moments where I was like, I totally am, small city nerding out right now. I'm like, but I made it through the meal okay without bugging him.
What did he order? Did you see?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But he looked like he was having a good time. It looked like everybody at his table was having a good time. It was a nice vibe.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and we were having a good time too, actually. So
Perfect.
I'm sure he was wondering who we were too. We were having so much
fun. So tell us about the next song you're gonna play.
This is a different kind. I mean, this whole record is really kind of influenced by late '50s, early '60s rock and roll. Kind of right when country started to become rock and roll. The Roy Orbisons, the Elvises, Don Gibson especially. I love Don Gibson. And so a lot of the songs are reminiscent, like that last one, is reminiscent of that era. I loved it when kind of country music just started to electrify, started to get a little bit more intense. You could dance to it, but the singing was still really sung. This next song is from the same record, but it veers a little bit. It veers a little bit more into maybe something a little later 60s, maybe a little Bill Withers. That's kind of, so we're out of the Don Gibson world for just a second, and this one is called Night After Night, and it will feature Kyle Kunjak on the upright bass. You can start this one out. Offer to take our coats when we walk in the door. They rush, we don't. Tonight we're moving slower. Tonight we're moving slower. The restaurant is empty, a table of our own. Your eyes are drifting from me. So looking at your phone, ring, 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 ringing. Let's not pretend this isn't the end. Let's not pretend that he's just a friend that's calling night after night, day after day. You leave the room so I don't hear what you say, but I know who he is, and I know what he does, and I know what he means to you. So you're not gonna tell me something that I don't already know. You're not gonna tell me something that I don't already know. You can quit your talking and putting on that show. You're not gonna tell me something that I don't already know. At first it was a coffee, a long lost friend. Then it was a movie. I already knew how it would end, how it would end. Let's not pretend this isn't the end. Let's not pretend that he's just a friend that's calling night after night, day after day. You leave the room so I don't hear what you say, but I know who he is, and I know what you do, and I know what he means to you. So you're not gonna tell me something that I don't already know. You're not gonna tell me something that I don't already know. You can quit your talking and putting on that show, 'cause you're not gonna tell me something that I don't already know. Let's not pretend this isn't the end. Let's not pretend that he's just a friend that's calling night after night, day after day. You leave the room so I don't hear what you say, and I know who he is, and I know what he does, and I know what he means to you. So you're not gonna tell me something that I don't already know. You're not gonna tell me something that I don't already know. Thank you.
Cool. That was great. Also, if you don't mind me saying, you have a little bit of the David Byrne shoulder jerk in that one.
It's weird. That's where I learned all my dance moves. So stop making that's my style too. My suit's a little bit more fitted, certainly.
Yeah, you got to just expand it a little bit.
I got to expand my shoulder pads, but I know it's kind of like the tall, skinny way of dancing. I can't avoid it. No,
well, it works very well.
Right on.
So we were talking about Real Love, your new record, inspired by a really great bygone era of music. What first drew you to that type of sound?
I think I'd been making a move towards country music. Like, I've always collected records. I've made a bunch of records as an artist in Canada, and I'd been moving towards country music. There was something about it that I've started to get really fascinated with. I grew up listening to jazz and then got really into R&B, but it's just been this really steady movement towards country over the last number of years. And actually, Al and I took a trip down. This is Alan Jeffries, who's been playing the guitar so beautifully. There we go.
Thank you.
And Alan and I took a trip down to Nashville. We went to RCA Studio B, and that's where Don Gibson made his record. And then we were doing this tour, and they're playing this music, and I'm just going, oh, what a great sound. It's just there's a great energy to it. It's so well sung, but there's this wonderful energy. And I just thought, I just don't hear that much of that anymore. I don't hear that much dance music that makes you want to dance, that is kind of references country. Most of the dance music references kind of R&B, especially if it's kind of, older sounding. And so I thought that was my place of entry. That's where I was like, oh, I want to try to explore this idea. I want to be able to make people dance. I want to be able to rock a little bit, but I want to keep it country, and I want to do it in a way that we can do as a band well. We've toured together for years, and I thought this actually really suits our strengths. This is music that we love to play, and I just thought, I bet we can do this well. And meanwhile, I was going through this kind of transformation vocally that I started to sing a lot lower and realized that actually I'm not a tenor. For years, I've been singing way up because I wanted to sound like, Chris Martin or Bono or something. But the reality is I'm not. I'm actually closer to Don Gibson. I heard that voice, and I was like, I'm probably a baritone. And I started singing down there, and I was like, this is way better. I'm not losing my voice. I'm not screaming. I can actually I can actually sing and make it musical. And so that's kind of what I was most interested in. That's what we were going for. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Love the whole vibe.
Oh, thank you.
So tell us about the next song.
This is a real Elvis-y sounding song. It's called Night and Day. This was one of the first ones I wrote for the record, and it's really fun to play live. And I'll apologize for my dancing in advance because it might get ugly. But it takes me when I was in grade 2 in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canot Street Elementary School. I did this lip sync contest. I did Heartbreak Hotel, and it was like my first taste of entertainment. Like, it was like my first taste of being an entertainer, and I loved it. I think I did. I like to say that I tore the roof off the gym. I did a pretty good job, I think. I was like 7. And ever since, I just had this thing for Elvis and that whole. So this is kind of referencing that right there. So here we go. I hear the paper banging up against my door. Used to be a sound I'd wait for, but I can't take it anymore. Cause when I look at it, on every page, every picture is a picture of your face. Night and day, I can't seem to find a way. Night and day, I can't seem to find a way to get you off my mind, get you off my mind, get you off my mind. Radio up in the morning just to turn my blues around. Something's changed here without warning. There's only one sound. Sound of a kick drum on the floor. You don't need to know how to sing anymore. The sound of your voice, the sound of your laugh, the sound of you telling me that this will never last. Night and day, I can't seem to find a way. Night and day, I can't seem to find a way. Night and day, I can't seem to find a way. Get you off my mind, 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 get you off my mind. I can't seem to find a way. Night and day. I can't seem to find a way. Night and day. I can't seem to find a way. Get you off my mind. 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 Get you off my mind.
Amazing. So we're going to hear one more from you, right?
Yeah, I think we'll try. We'll do a little a cappella song to finish things off once I catch my breath.
Oh, sure.
It's keeping me. It's keeping me fit. This music is seriously keeping me fit. It's a real workout every night. It used to be more chill. My shows are turning a bit more active, and it's good for me.
Right, I can imagine.
It's
the
good.
Crowd's dancing.
Yeah. It kind of depends on the venue, but yeah, a lot of the times once we get them going, it's pretty fun.
Nice.
It's pretty fun. I've always loved that idea of making people dance, and especially as we get older, we just dance less. It's
true.
just how it goes, but we all kind of still like it.
Right.
So I thought, let's keep the dance party alive, and it's making me feel pretty good. I used to play in this like funk cover band when I was 18, and wear like pink fur chaps and no shirt. It was just ridiculous. I think we were pretty good about it. But there was something about making people dance back then that I was like, that's pretty sweet. So I love. I kind of do both. There's a lot we do. Most of the stuff we do is in theaters and stuff. But sometimes people will get up, and then we still we'll play some clubs and stuff where people dance. It's pretty fun. Yeah. Hopefully there's some people dancing at home right now. We'll see. But we'll finish with this. This is a little a cappella song that I wrote when I was on vacation in Prince Edward Island on the east coast of Canada. I think I'll go to the country and I'll never come back to reality. That'd be the death of me back when I was a kid. This ain't what I had in mind. I thought fishing and climbing up trees with a gnome, playing cards around a table as I waited out a storm, and I thought about life. That's what I had in mind. What I had in mind, till they told me I was wrong. They said that kind of living was just fiction, stories and songs. So I went on living, trusting in those words like a school of fish or a flock of birds. When I thought about life, I just fell in line. I did all the right things, made all the right moves, expensive clothes and shiny shoes, but every single night I couldn't keep from crying. I couldn't keep from crying, 'cause I knew that they were wrong. Crying 'cause I'd been lying to myself all along. Lie, 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 lie. The life that I was sold was just a lie. Was there wisdom in the words I heard when I was a child? Or is dreaming the reason living is worthwhile? Isn't dreaming the reason living is worthwhile? Isn't dreaming the reason living is worthwhile? Thank you very much. Thanks.
Awesome. That was so great.
Right on.
So Real Love is out now. Thank you guys for being here. That was amazing. And please come back anytime. Maybe we can get David Byrne in here for a collaboration
there we go.
next
Now
time.
there's a dream come true. I should have talked to him last night.
We'll sow the seeds now and then next time.
Thank you so much. And have another hand for Alan Jeffries and Kyle Kunjak. I really appreciate you having me here. This is great.
Thank you.
Thanks.